Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm bringing you a Modern Warfare 3 gameplay, and I know this is kind of a little bit different than what you guys are used to seeing. You're used to seeing maybe some Black Ops 2 or even some Battlefield, even some Minecraft thrown in. But I went back to some Modern Warfare 3, and actually this is an older gameplay, so I didn't technically go back to it, but I decided to put up another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay because I know you guys haven't seen it in a while, and it also has a little bit to what I wanted to talk about today. So I'll go ahead and go over the gameplay a little bit. I'm using the Desert Eagle, as you guys can clearly see in front of you. For those of you who actually care about watching some of the gameplay, I start out, I think, with the MP5 as well, but that's just for my primary weapon because you pretty much have to choose a primary and all that good stuff. But I was playing, I think, the face-off map. I don't recall the name. It's like Lookout or something like that. Probably wrong on that name, but I don't exactly remember. No, actually, it was a ground. I apologize. I think it was a ground. I haven't played this game in a while, so I don't exactly remember the names too well, but you know, I really like the face-off maps, especially, well, heck, not really especially. I mean, I loved all of them. I mean, they just fit my playstyle really well, and I have explained this in previous commentaries, but I just really liked them. I really dug the new DLC they brought, and I really hope that Treyarch thinks about bringing a face-off game mode into Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I mean, you know, that's just my opinion. That's a thought for, I guess, ponder or whatever, but you know, just a thought. I mean, they don't have to do it. I'm not going to be upset if they don't, but it would be something cool to see, I guess, brought back, because I always liked the team tactical and stuff and just really communicate with your team. And it, you know, usually is pretty interesting matches to watch, at least in my opinion, because it's a pretty close match half the time, more than half the time, actually. They're generally pretty close matches, unless you're just versing people that don't communicate well, and then usually you're probably going to annihilate them. But you know, it's usually a pretty fun and intense match. And I mean, I don't always want to, you know, put my tryhard pants on per se, but it's always fun to kind of go back and just watch some gameplay where, you know, you may be evenly matched or whatever. So I decided to put myself at a disadvantage and use the Desert Eagle, because it is definitely one of the least favorited pistols in the game, and it is one of the most difficult to use, at least in my opinion. I'd prefer to use maybe a P99, I believe is what they're called, or even the USP45 pistol, one of the two of those semi-autos, just because they have less visual recoil and less recoil in general. But enough about the gameplay. What I really wanted to talk about today was, why do we always seem to want to go back to some of the older games that we had some fun in? What I mean by this is, and most of you guys mostly probably already know what I'm talking about, but for those of you who don't, what I basically mean is Call of Duty specifically is what I'm going to touch on this subject, because Call of Duty is one of the bigger genres that people tend to do this with, especially on YouTube. For example, Black Ops 2 is currently out, and I'm putting up a Modern Warfare 3 gameplay, and a lot of people seem to kind of go back to it. Now, why do we do that exactly? Now, I have a few theories on this, and based on my opinions and other people's opinions, I've kind of gathered to formulate my own opinion, and let you guys kind of, you know, formulate your opinion as well. Feel free to put them in the comment section why you think people like to go back and just play the older games and relive some of their old glory days, I guess, of the game's life cycle, I guess you can say. For me, I really liked Modern Warfare 3. It flowed well for me. There was a little bit of connection issues near the beginning, but it seems like Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer Productions, I believe, or just Sledgehammer, I'm just going to call them that. Anyway, they pretty much had got most of the lag fixed for my part. I don't know about everybody else's. I know a lot of people still had troubles throughout the whole game's life cycle where they just gave up within about 4 months of the game, and they just didn't give it a chance. And, well, I mean, they did give it a small chance, but they just eventually just gave up because they were fed up with the lag. Now, for me, I'm still experiencing extremely bad connection problems, and this isn't going to be a complaining commentary, but I'm just letting you guys know what I'm experiencing on Black Ops 2, and that's why it's really difficult for me to get gameplays. And the times that I don't have a bad connection is the times that you'll usually see me put up a gameplay. It's not that I'm a bad player. I mean, in Modern Warfare 3, I could run around with a pistol almost all the time and just drop people. Why? Because my connection was usually on spot, and my connection actually is a great connection, but the game was more lenient toward, I guess, my host, or I don't know exactly what the deal was with that, but it seems like the lag compensation was a tiny bit more balanced in this game. I don't know why, but it just seemed a little bit better than Black Ops 2's lag compensation engine and coding, the way they had worked it out. And that definitely helped my connection out, because I didn't suffer as bad. Now, on Black Ops 2, like I said, I've been, you know, I mean, along with many other people, we are really suffering with this lag compensation coding. They're not coding it properly, and they're using the old, dated engines. From what I've been told, they're using pretty much the engine from Call of Duty 4, which is a extremely old engine. It's almost probably roughly 6-7 years old, and that's a pretty old engine to be running on a 2013 game, 2012, 2013. If you think about it, it's a little bit lazy on the developers slash publishers part, in my opinion. They could do better, especially with such a popular game as Call of Duty, and they get plenty of money to support the franchise, yet they don't want to spend any extra money that they quote-unquote don't necessarily have to. They think, in their eyes, the game runs fine. But in reality, the game is not fine for everyone. The way I see it, if you have a pretty good connection on average, you shouldn't have any connection problems unless the person that you connect to has a very bad host or they're just very far away. For example, I live in the United States. I've said this before. If I'm trying to connect to someone in the United Kingdom or something, it may have some connection troubles. So that is a great example of how it should be balanced. It shouldn't try and give the player that doesn't have the best connection a better advantage per se, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It just happens. So therefore people tend to go back to the games that don't have these problems, and therefore it kind of gives them a reason to play them. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the topic, and I wanted to bring you another Call of Duty commentary, and I really hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and I will see you in the next one.